And we are live. Welcome back to the Wanna Parlay podcast. I'm Lantz Bell. Next to me is Jack Neuheisel. Jack, go ahead and tell the folks about the beautiful people that sponsor this podcast.
As always, the show is brought to you by Wanna Parlay, home of the $2 parlay and the world's richest parlay, where every day people are turning $2 into $2,000. Lance, we're just at the midway point of our Wanna week, and people are already lining their pockets. Some big-time players, some big-time names to be aware of. Homie Dalton over there winning $1,000 on the Wanna Parlay Royale last night. Declined the interview, but congratulations to him regardless. We got our guy One Mad Raider back and making money. He's hopefully coming back on the show on Monday. Unfortunately, won himself a raffle at a bar, so couldn't make an appearance today. And then, of course, all the big names. Dial Picks is back making money, officially very close to 30K. We will sound the alarms when that officially happens, as that is basically newfound land here at Wanna Parlay. And then the main event, still wide open. Can't encourage you people enough. It's $2 for a chance at $2,000. If I were legally allowed to play at one, I would have 30 submissions fired out there, and they would all be topped off with United States hockey tonight. But we got a great show. Going to be talking about that hockey game. NBA hoops are back. College hoops are ramping up. We got good stuff. We got some. What do we got, Lance? We got Sport coming on to talk puck. We got Tone coming on to talk hoop. We got good stuff.
Yep, 100%. We got KG in the chat hating as always. He says, "Damn, Jack, women seem to decline you a lot on here." And I'm like, where's that coming from, KG? Just straight hate from Chicago. I expect nothing less. I guess that's just how you guys get down over there.
I want to be able to brush it off. I love that. I had a less than successful evening last night in that department. So yeah, it is what it is, KG. It is what it is. You devote your life to sports. The women seem to fall away.
Well, goddamn. Well, like we do with every show, let's start with accountability hour, accountability time. I actually didn't have any submissions for the first time on this show. No picks. I didn't know where I was. There was not many options, and coward. Coward. Yes, I'll take that. I'll take that on the chin. But there was just nothing I liked. So, Jack, tell us about how you did.
Yeah, I went out there and swung. Worth kind of talking about, too, in the college hoops department. I took Oklahoma plus 13.5 at Florida. It had some big-time road efforts. Saw them play hard at Texas A&M. Saw them play hard at Mississippi State. They're one of the few SEC teams with a winning record that's going to be on the outside looking in here come Selection Sunday. So, I don't know. This was disappointing. I went on Oklahoma plus 13.5 at Florida. They got absolutely smoked. This bet was over by the first half. You could have gotten 28 at halftime, which tells you everything you need to know. Say this, too, about the state of Oklahoma, Lance. A major offseason coming for them. Bottom of the SEC in their first year in both sports that count, football and basketball. 6-6 season in football. They get smoked in the Red River rivalry, which, not for nothing, we're saying Texas doing basically the same thing in their jump over from the Big 12 are going to end up making both postseasons. So a down times and dark days here for Boomer Sooner, and that was a bummer to watch. I believe in their coaching. I like a lot of it. Busy offseason for the football program. Went and got basically the Washington State offense to come save them. We'll see. This is a bummer. I don't know why. Maybe I got a little overexposed, but this was the moment where I was just like, wait a second, Oklahoma. You guys are a blue blood. You guys are lost at sea right now. And then the other one I still get right in Big 12 hoops. I got BYU minus 3.5 versus Kansas. You want to talk about a team that's absolutely lost? Kansas. Unrecognized. That's where I get cut off. Unrecognizable the last couple times out. Getting beat at Utah and then getting smoked at BYU. Tough time in the Salt Lake State. That was a big bummer. And now you got to kind of peel back the curtain because you're looking at some of these Big 12 teams. Arizona's starting to play well. I think Houston's the only legit team coming out of this conference, which is weird to say because it's my least favorite Houston team of the last couple of years. I love me some Kelvin Sampson. I love a lot to do with that program. But the Marcus Sasser teams, to me, were far more competitive than this Houston team, and it's still far and away the best team in the Big 12. So that's the story to take away. Is Big 12 hoops is a little bit lost right now, and be interesting to see how they perform in postseason against the SEC and Big 10.
That's honestly super interesting as well because I mean, in the beginning of the season, if you were to ask most people, I believe they'd say the Big 12 was the best conference coming in because of the additions of U of A, Arizona, Utah, and whatever, but mostly U of A. They had a lot of the top ranked guys. I could be wrong. Like, am I in the right?
No,
Yeah.
you're 100% right, Lance. We've talked about it on the show before. 9 of the last 11 seasons, just conference to conference, the Big 12 has been regarded as the top conference when you add it all up at the end of the year and all the great teams, and rank it all out. The Big 12 has been regarded 9 of the last 11 seasons as the premier basketball conference. And then you go add Arizona to that party, and frankly, an Arizona State team that's been trying to get good at basketball under Coach Hurley, and it felt like this should have been gold, and it's been. I guess you just got to follow the money, though. The SEC slogan is "It just means more." And for the most part, it really does. The Big 12's done a nice job of catching up. Massive, dedicated alumni bases, not necessarily the massive individual boosters. Some of them, obviously, Ohio State and Michigan have there, but Ohio State graduates 35,000 people a year, and all of them live, sweat, and die by the Ohio State brand. They're not hurting for money. So it's interesting to see right now. Big 12 issues. Feels like and the ACC's got their problems as well, but the ACC got two to the football playoff, and I think if you lined them up team for team, I mean SMU fleeces TCU, so we can go team for team. I think the Big 12 is the fourth, ACC is third.
Oh, I see. Okay, all right. Well, we'll talk a little college basketball later in the show, but right now, Jack, I mean, we know what the game of the night is. We know what everyone's buzzing about. We know, I mean, there's multiple countries that are buzzing about this game. So let's bring on my guy. We can call him a rival tonight. He's over there in the shitty, just bad part of the world. He's in Canada. He's Canadian. He's actually based out of Calgary. That's Alberta, Canada. Get the fuck out of here. He's got the Canada trip on.
You got the maple syrup on deck, the Canadian whiskey. We're set to go. The Canadian tuxedo's on and well, boys. We're ready to go. I'm betting with pride tonight.
Oh my God.
I love it from you, sport. I wouldn't have it any other way, dude. It's good to see you.
Hey, good to see you.
I recognize the current political state of our two proud countries isn't great, but what's up with y'all booing our national anthem? Okay, I'm getting ready to drop the gloves over here myself.
I gotta grab something real quick. You guys keep going. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Oh God, it's it's not booing the country. Let
me get my Trump flag on. Let me get my Trump flag on. Let me remind people what the fuck is going on here, boys.
You guys keep talking. I'm gonna go grab something.
Yeah, he's got to go grab. So we got to get a little prepared. All right, sport. Talk to me, man. Yo, I mean, we're all just showing off merch right now, folks. We love it. Okay, sport. I want to start real quick. What do you think? So right now the money line is -110 each. It's basically a pick 'em. Do you think that's valid, or do you think Vegas? Yeah. Okay, so it is a pick 'em game.
No, it's so valid.
Okay. Talk to me.
The reason why it's so valid is purely goaltending based. I look at the speed of Canada. Obviously McKinnon, McDavid.
Yeah.
There's hardly anyone who's going to be able to keep up with those two. The thing about all of America's talent, for the most part, is I find them a little slower skating, and that's where I think Canada has the advantage, is in their speed, really. And obviously, this man right here plays a big part in Canada's success. However, America's number one advantage, and without a doubt, is goaltending. You have two guys. You have Hellebuck and Ottinger as your two goalies who are able to steal games from you. I got to see Ottinger play firsthand in 2022 when they were in the playoffs. Dallas was against Calgary, and I went to every game in that first round against the Flames. And the only reason Dallas had a chance in that series was because of Ottinger. He's not going to get the start tonight. It's going to be Hellebuck, who's been the best goalie in the NHL by far this year. Dude's leading in every single category pretty much. And Canada didn't even send their best goaltender to the tournament because of internal beef with the GM and the head coach with the goalie.
Wait, Wait, repeat that
Yeah,
again?
that's a great story. I got to hear that deal. What's going on with that?
Yes. So Logan Thompson's the goaltender for the Capitals. So the team who I've been kind of hating on the whole year, but now I've come around because I have no choice on it. They've turned it into absolute darlings of the NHL. A team who posted the worst goal differential in NHL history and made the playoffs last year. They're somehow turn their season around, and it's because of their depth. Alex Ovechkin and Logan Thompson. Logan Thompson used to be a Golden Knight in Vegas.
Okay.
And there's some beef there between the GM or something like that who picked Team Canada and Logan Thompson, I think, is the story. I could be getting it a little wrong, but I know there's some like internal beef, and that's why Logan Thompson wasn't picked because the stats this year are like Hellebuck won, Logan Thompson,
How
and
about
it's
that?
like,
So
and he
you're
wasn't
telling
even named to the tournament.
so he's a great goaltender right now in the NHL, and they said they didn't take him. So who do they have right now? Like, who are they starting tonight?
Jordan Binnington's going to get the start. They said the whole entire tournament they're going with Binnington. I'm trying to pull up the stats now for goaltending as we speak, but
Bennington also obviously went in the first matchup between the United States and Canada, right? He was the Thursday night goaltender.
yeah, there was a weak one he let in there, and honestly, I think it made the big difference. I think if that game goes 1-1 into the third, I think Canada's got it. But I think that kind of looking at it 2-1 in front of a big crowd, I feel like the pressure kind of surmounted a little bit, and then of course the empty netter steals the game off. I've been hearing Lance in the clips talk about it's hard to beat a team twice, especially a team like Canada when you a lot of their guys have been there before, or if, like you have Drew Doughty, Sidney Crosby, and Brad Marchand have all won Olympic gold medals with Team Canada. They know what it takes to get the job done. They know what it means to represent their country. It's going to be hard to beat, but
To your point there, Sport, I remember the stat line that was insane for me to read off. When we beat y'all on Saturday, it was the first international loss for Sidney Crosby in 14 or 15 years. And so the idea that we're going to go hang two in 3 games on the Canadians is a little bit daunting, especially I stepped away to go put on the my American Jack here to make sure we're good to go. But you guys were talking the talent disparity, because that's my biggest question is when we look at this line, is it reasonable to think, I know the Americans just won, but just in a vacuum, in a one-off game here, is it reasonable to think the Americans can skate with the Canadians? Because as a casual fan, and I'm getting better, I can watch this game and I know 90% of the Canadians' lines. Every player I care about and know about is wearing a Canadian jersey tonight. The Americans are completely anonymous to me. Outside of Connor Hellebuck, just getting introduced. I guess I knew some of about the Kachuk boys, but that's, this is all brand new to me. I mean, we got Gensel out there ripping, a couple of these guys that are just getting introduced to me for the first time. So from a talent standpoint, are we the international best? I know Russia's not at this tournament, but can we be on the ice talent-wise, or is this a little bit of varsity versus JV?
oh, absolutely, they're there, but the big dogs for Canada are the big dogs in the world.
Yeah. I think
So
the opening goal, Sport, was it was a McDavid. The
Yeah.
3 people involved in the goal was McDavid, Crosby, and the kid, from
McKinnon.
Chicago, Bedard.
Oh, no.
No, Bedard's not in the tournament. Bedard's not there.
So it was
McKinnon.
McKinnon. It was
Yeah.
McKinnon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But even McKinnon, and then McCarr obviously didn't play on the Saturday night game out with an illness.
I was going to ask
another
about
guy
that.
You got to think about tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's going to be a big reason why it's going to be a much closer game. I feel like Makar is the best defenseman that the NHL's seen since Bobby Orr, who is the best defenseman of all time, in
Damn.
my opinion. So, like, the way I would explain it, because obviously you guys are more familiar with basketball. Imagine KD, LeBron, Curry, all in their prime, playing up against, like, Jokic, Antetokounmpo, and I don't know, throw in another good international guy. Throw
like
someone else
like
in there,
Shea Gilgis or something, like, some
throw Shea in
Canadian
there.
or
Well,
I
It's
see what
like,
you're saying.
obviously those guys are super good and could pretty much dog walk anybody who walks in the room. But it's like,
yeah.
what are you gonna do? You got Katie, LeBron, and Curry on the other side.
Yeah.
Okay, so that puts it in good perspective for like basketball terms, because like you're saying we have the three best, not only in the sport, but it's also their home country sport. So it's like this is the best of the like these three are the top dogs. USA has great players, like they're right there, but you gotta take in the fact that Canada has the fucking kings of the sport all lining up together.
And if anything, that also helped USA. Think about it. You guys are having to play against a country who knows, like, hey, this is our sport. This is what we have to do. You guys could come in here and be like, not so fast, guys. You guys have won the last 2 World Juniors under Canada's feet.
Wow.
Like, don't get me wrong, Canada hasn't been the best team either of the last 2 years. So I'm not getting into that because Hockey Canada is a complete joke right now.
Wow. Wait, I got a quick question. I got a quick one. What's the how big of a difference is it the game that the first game was played in Montreal and now this game is in Boston, the Garden? How big of a difference is that advantage? And I heard reports my guy Donald is going to be at that game. He's going to be there tonight.
He's not going to be there, actually.
What?
He sent out a tweet. He called Team USA this morning. He has a meeting with the governors. So
no, dude, I'm fucking heartbroken. I thought I saw you.
Not home. But
he's there in spirit, man.
I think the exact thing he said was, I have a meeting with the governors, and I would like to extend an invite to our 51st governor, Justin Trudeau. Was the exact thing he said.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Why he's getting booed. The anthem is getting booed.
Yeah, there you go.
But it's not because of the country. There's love between countries. It's just
good things. My last question, and I'll let Lance take back over. But and it's kind of a loaded one, multiple parter here. But saw the over/under was leaning a little bit low for these games. I've seen most of them coming in at 6.5. This one confidently 5.5. I even saw the odds trending towards that under. So my question on that is, do you see over/under game? Who does that favor between the United States and Canada? And last question, if you can add the sprinkler in at the end for me, is we got the gloves dropped 3 times last time we played this game. Do we get the gloves to drop at all tonight?
You don't even get one tonight.
Really?
You don't get one tonight.
There's only one if it's a blowout game, right? If the game's out of reach and it's some bullshit going on.
You need the game to be out of reach and like a dirty play to happen.
So do they not fight in championship games?
You have to think about it this way. The whole purpose of fighting in hockey is like, before it used to mean something different. Before it used to be, okay, you did something that's not cool. You hit a star player.
Yeah.
You're getting a little too close. You're running around a little too much. Someone's going to put you in check. Or you want to try to swing momentum. And it's still that today. But it's starting to get out of the game. And unfortunately, the only way it happens tonight is if there's something completely dirty. Like, it's going to take one of the Tkachuk boys to take a run at McDavid or McKinnon, something like that, or Crosby.
Fucking
and
fear God.
Do you have an updated deal on that?
To be like 5-1 Canada.
Is Brady Tkachuk playing tonight? I saw Matthew was on the ice, as was our other kind of questionable players, but Brady was still not seen. I don't know if he was. Do you know if he's going tonight?
Oh, you would have to be shot in the face and have a baseball bat taken to your femur before you don't play in this game. This is what you dream of as a hockey player. Like, what? What do you make of going? You don't love the game.
What do you make of some of these guys' quotes? A couple of these guys were quoted as saying, like, this might be the biggest game I've ever played in. I played in Stanley Cup Game 7. I've played in the Olympics. I don't know that I've ever played in a bigger game than this.
It absolutely is.
Heck
This
yeah.
is
All right. Fuck yeah.
hockey's at its peak. The last game, Canada USA, had the most views in an NHL game since the 2014 Stanley Cup Final when the Kings won.
Yeah,
I
that
think it
was
was
when
a
I was a
game
Kings
7
fan.
goal or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So there hasn't been that many viewers
Lose,
in
right?
that
Yeah.
game. Imagine how many viewers there's going to be tonight. Nobody's watching the NBA tonight. No offense, basketball fans. Nobody's watching anything. Spring training started today in baseball. My Dodgers got their butt handed to them by the Cubs. But no one cares about that today. This is purely hockey. You could be in frickin' Slovenia for all I care. You know this game's happening.
Yeah,
Hell yeah, sport.
let's
Hell
go.
We
All
got to
right,
race
sport.
this podcast along. This thing's dropping at 5 o'clock our time. I'm trying to race over to a bar.
Yep.
Hey, get over there, boys.
Yeah.
Yep, Sport. Hey, we appreciate you coming on, giving us your expertise. You're the man, the myth, the legend. Canada's best, honestly, that I've seen so far. You might be the GOAT Canadian. Maybe you or Justin Bieber, but thank you again for coming on.
For debate.
Yep, it's up for debate. Well, we got to have you on soon for the recap. We might have you Monday or Tuesday.
Absolutely. It's either going to be tears of sadness or it's going to be a plane ticket for you guys to move here because we've claimed you guys.
Get the fuck out of here.
That's
All right.
what's on the line, guys.
We've
You guys
become the ninth province of Canada.
You
Yeah.
guys become the 9th province of Canada or we become the 51st state.
Oh,
Stakes.
that's awesome stuff. All right, my friend. It's been a pleasure. We'll talk.
All right. See you guys.
So yeah.
God,
How
what
about me knowing about provinces?
yeah, what the hell? That surprised me. I didn't know you'd know that. I know the word. I just didn't know the number. I would have guessed 5, or we would have been 6th. I don't know what's going on over there.
Yeah.
They're not
Before I
important.
expose my lack of political knowledge, I think the truck drivers of Canada are wearing American jerseys tonight. That's all I'm going to say. All
Come
you
on.
white collar fucking snowflake eating motherfuckers up there. Eat your maple syrup and ride your mooses. You have no values.
Oh, hey, no, sport's a good one. Sport would maybe has pride and wouldn't say it to our face, but he would support the 51st state of the United States being Canada.
That's great.
Yeah, he's
I love
good
me
people.
Canadians, hockey fans are the best. This is what's been so great, is to put hockey up against basketball like this and go, holy shit. Are we all just going to go? Are we just going to be hockey guys now? It's possible. Tonight's been a big step towards it.
Oh, tonight's going to be awesome. All right, well, let's move on from the hockey talk. I'm keeping the Trump flag on because, it's just necessary. I got other topics to run by you, Jack. There's been a little rumblings in the sports world. Let's start with NBA. So Victor Wembanyama is out for the rest of the season. They found a blood clot in his right shoulder. And Jack, this is the same thing that ended Chris Bosh's career. Freaky news. First, I want to say prayers out to Wemby. That's awful stuff. I wish him the best. You never wish badly upon another human's health. But what are your thoughts? What do you think the Spurs do now? I guess they fall out. Do you have thoughts or just prayers for Wemby?
Ultimately, there's two things here. There's the Wemby thing, which is crazy. Was Chris Bosh's in his heart, or was it just the fear that it would become a heart problem?
It was clots in his and I think I'm almost either left or right shoulder. I think it was a shoulder clot.
Because that was an interesting. I need to do more research onto the last few months of Chris Bosh's career, because my memory of it was he insisted on playing, and the Heat insisted it was too big of a liability, thereby kind of creating a precedent across the league that he was untouchable. If the Heat doctor said he can't go and you get caught playing him and something happens, you're out. And I believe at one point there was a lawsuit that Chris Bosh filed, or at least there was murmurs that was going to be the plan, because they did effectively put their thumbs on the scale and end his career. And I think, obviously, they were in a weird spot at the time. They were post LeBron, D Wade stuff. They were non-competitive. They were they got fun again, kind of right after actually they moved on from him. But he did have a big, expensive contract, which, brings in the speculation of was there more going on there? So fingers crossed, there's not going to be a person in the world that's going to get better medical care than Victor Wembanyama. So fingers crossed we get this sorted out, because I don't get to watch a lot of Spurs hoop. I just kind of came on the party that's like, holy shit, this guy might be one of the all-timers. So bummer. And then part 2 of this is, let's assume he's going to be healthy and back and the same guy as last year, particularly because more than anything, this is precautionary more than it is something he's going to have to recover from. So let's assume that this gets straightened out and he's back and he's Victor Wembanyama again. This is a hell of a spot they want to be in. They did not want to try back in the play-in. They're not ready. You brought this up when I asked on the last podcast. So they're going to get themselves in a hell of a spot to draft the exact right player to roll out a 5 that features Chris Paul for one more run. So fingers crossed for Wemby, and look out league. The starting 5 for the Spurs next year is going to be a team that might win 60 games. So holy hell.
Oh, dude, you're 100% right on these. And my thoughts, I'm like, man, imagine they start losing games. They get down in that lottery. I mean, do we see David Robinson, Tim Duncan type of Wemby and Cooper Flagg? Do they get the 1 pick? And is it just chaos going on in San Antonio?
Be unbelievable. I've heard it's going to be interesting to see the Cooper Flagg thing, kind of the sweepstakes get going, because there's a ton of teams that could put together quite a freak show package to come up and snag that pick. And then obviously in the NIL world, and a Cooper Flagg who said he wants to go back to Duke might just be leveraging, but theoretically, kid could go make $50 million on endorsements and NIL next year playing for Duke. If he doesn't like the team, he can go ahead and stay. So
yeah.
It'll be interesting to see if he wants to go small market San Antonio.
Yeah, crazy stuff. Let me read the chat real quick because KG's just talking shit. It's just a rough morning or a rough afternoon for him or something. He goes, hey, did the Lakers forget they had a game last night? They looked horrible across the Hornets. LeBron extends his career shot attempts to 1 for 29 on go-ahead or game-winning shots in his Los Angeles Lakers career. KG, I will say it's not the best stat in the world. I don't love it. But I still will fuck it. 1 for 29 and we're in game 7 of the NBA finals. I still want LeBron taking the shot. But and last night, the ejection that Reeves got, there was a significant difference in Lakers gameplay. Luka's still getting his feet under him. Obviously, that's going to take a while. And I really hope that starts going sooner than later because people are starting to talk a little shit, and I'm like 5 for 18. I mean, if you're banking on that, that's just not going to happen. If we lost by
low teens for the former scoring champion.
Yeah, I'm not worried. I believe in him. He's going to come back. We'll see. And then KG Lojo's again. He agreed. He was like, "Yeah, it was a shoulder clot. That's not good. Bosch's career ended because of this." So yeah, he's on the same page. Sport came in, had to give his prayers for Wemby. We appreciate you, big dog. Let's move on though. Hi, there's not much, just prayers out for Wemby. Bobby Portis. Oh, go ahead.
Do you have Tone in the waiting room?
No, I'm looking waiting room. I've been keeping my eye out.
Okay, sweet. My bad.
No worries. Bobby Portis out for 25 games for anti-doping policy. Jack, gonna be honest, that's a little bit of a blow to the Bucks, isn't it? Oh shit. Tone.
Our cause.
Tone's in here.
Oh, bring Tone on while I kind of talk about that.
Yeah. Tone, can you hear us?
Yeah.
There he is.
Good to go. We're talking Bobby Portis getting suspended. I just went on a big rant on Tuesday saying the Bucks were going to be the team in the East to start getting it together. And now all of a sudden I'm going, I don't quite get it. I don't get their lineup.
Can we get you parallel real quick, Tone? Sorry, not to be a dickhead, but
that's what I was going to ask.
No worries.
Yeah, man. I seen the headlines, and the first thing came to my mind was Sean Kemp. I was like, "What the world?" Bobby Portis did what and what is what and what? What? I was like, man, and he's one of my go-tos on parlays. He's very dependable. But yeah, I didn't see nothing specific on which what did he use specifically or anything like that. But I just seen failed drug tests, I think.
Yeah, same. I didn't see what the specific rules he broke, like what he was taking or whatever. But 25 games, that's basically the rest of the regular season for the Bucks, who are 5th seed trying to fight and get better seeding for more of an opportunity at home court in the playoffs. This is kind of a blow for them. I mean, Bobby Portis is their sixth man at least.
Definitely. Yeah. And sometimes a starter.
Yeah, exactly. So what do you guys think? with this, do the Bucks finish top 4 in the East still?
Now I'm kind of fading that idea. I still think with how bad the bottom of the East is, that they're fine postseason wise, and so they'll get back and get right. But yeah, I thought that the Kuzma acquisition was so good because I thought you're going to get that great 6-man effort out of him. Still get 30 minutes from Kuz, but start Bobby Portis. You get the great defensive effort to start, and then Kuz can come in and kick you 20 off the bench. Now you got to start Kuzma in that position. And now defense is all over the place. Now you're asking the world out of Giannis and Brook Lopez and whoever else the cast of characters are. But yeah, they got issues defensively now more than anything for me.
Interesting. Tone, what do you think?
Yeah, I think the Bucks will finish somewhere around 6 or 7. Hopefully 6 for them, so they don't have to do the play in. But who knows? I think the East is about to get a little more intense. Of course, the Cavaliers and the Celtics, they got their positions locked down. But then you got teams like Knicks. They're coming heavy. Who just made some moves too at the trade deadline? Cavaliers. They got DeAndre.
Guys, you got in the East. I mean, you got Pacers that are the 4th seed right now. They're 30-23. I only say them because their gameplay and how Rick Carlisle coaches, they can beat anyone because they can't stop anyone, but their offense is so high powered and they just try to outscore you. That's how they made it to the conference finals last year. So they're an interesting team. Pistons, Cade Cunningham has gotten right, and he's a real player now, averaging 25 and 9. That's another one in the East. So there's teams out there that are sneaky, but I just don't see anyone within the top. I think there's a solidified 4, and the Bucks are the 4th of those teams of Celtics, Cavs, Knicks, Bucks. And I don't think I see them still right there. I don't know if you guys think anyone else is competitive enough to beat them in a 7-game series.
No, you brought up the Pacers.
Oh, the chat is yelling. The chat's getting upset. Tone, you got like a light behind you, so they can't see your face. They say you're hiding. There's the chat.
What does it look like now?
Wait, the chat says you're hiding, Tone. You can't let them think that. Oh, now it sees you better. There we go.
With the Bucks, though, I think ultimately it doesn't matter where they land. When the playoff Bucks is going to always be different than the regular season Bucks. And playoff Giannis and Dame is going to be totally different. So I think no matter where they land, I don't think that's going to be a reflection of how they're going to play in the playoffs.
Oh, I love that take, and I couldn't agree more. Damian Lillard in the playoffs, unbelievable. Giannis Antetokounmpo into the playoffs, unbelievable. And those two together, I mean, I think me and you are on the same page. They're going to be pretty scary and a pretty tough matchup for anyone in the East.
Yep, most definitely.
Let me move on to another report. We got Anthony Davis out another 2 weeks, but the reports say he's making good progress, is going to be back. What are your thoughts? Do you believe it? Or is this all just the media and Dallas media trying to make their fans feel better? What are your thoughts? Yeah, so you agree that we've seen that shit too many times, Tone. I mean, he was on our freaking Lakers team. Like, we know what this is. We know that world. We know it too well. And actually, now that I got you on, Tone, we can snap back. I mean, because that one's quick. We knew the answer to that one real quick. That Laker game last night. Talk to me, Tone. Well, what'd you think?
I think ultimately what I think is, even with the reduced production from Luka, he was off or whatever. Cool. I think Reeves going out, that was a tremendous blow.
Yep.
I think if Reeves would have stayed in the game, we still would have got that W, hands down. But late in that game, man, those 2 free throws from Rui, that was very disappointing to me. I feel like Redick got to put that down on the sheet for future purposes. And anytime plus free throws come, we not looking Rui way. That was tragic.
Yeah, that was pathetic. I think we should cut at least $1 million off of his contract because of those. That was like, what are we doing here? You're a grown man. You can't miss both. Like, I get one. Like, you're human. It happens. I mean, I've seen LeBron James miss a 1 free throw many times, and it pisses me off to this day. But it happened. But when you go 0 for 2, I mean, it's pathetic stuff. What are we doing here? Like, you got to get your head in the goddamn game. But Tone, I agree with you. If Austin Reeves and we had another shot creator in the still in the game to help Luka, I mean, he's 5 for 18. And people got to realize we lost by 3 or 2. Yeah, by 3 when Luka went 5 for 18. So I'm not that worried because no one should bank on the fact that Luka, the scoring champ, a guy that we argue is top 3 in the league, especially last year, we're going to be okay. He's just got to get his feet under him, and we're all impatient because we're Laker fans, and that's how we are, especially LeBron and Laker fans. So, yeah, I'm on your page. I'm not worried. It was a tough one, and LaMelo Ball played his ass off and wanted to win. Mark Williams wanted to win. One thing that does worry me, what are your thoughts on Connect? I have a scary feeling that he's lost all confidence after the trade stuff that went on.
Yeah, I seen when one thing that stood out from me last night was when LeBron had the big hammer against Mark Williams. If you go back and watch clips, if you could find the one where you see Connect, he doesn't get excited. He stays calm. Everybody's going crazy on the bench, and Connect is just like, I'm like, whoa.
Get that out. Wait a minute.
You go play this clip back and you play, man, it's... it's something going on up there.
Yeah, that dunk was insane, by the way. I mean, LeBron fucking James, what are we doing? 40 years old, coming down, oh man, that was good stuff, Tone. This guy's a freak, Tone. He looks I've been saying he looks as good as 2018 Bron right now. He looks like a freak. Maybe not defensively, but offensively, he's a freak show right now. This is unbelievable.
Yeah, I said it once with Luka joining now. I feel like it's an easy 4 more out of LeBron, if not 5, in the tank. Yeah.
Oh, dude, 100%. Especially if they're having success, there's no reason. I mean, nothing's more fun than winning. I mean, we know that as LeBron fans. But
yes.
Jack, we were just recapping Laker a little bit more with Tone because I had to get his thoughts.
I was just trying to race through getting through this box. I had a moment we got to celebrate here. KG's care package finally arrived.
Oh, KG Little Joe's, one of our guys in the chat. Oh, yeah, look at that.
We got some Little Joe's swag coming through.
There it is.
Bottle of vodka right there.
Ooh, okay.
I'm toasting you tonight, Tone. Let's get nuts.
That's right. I need one.
Oh, man. So, interesting. I want to hear both your guys' answers on this one. It's the last question I got with Lakers. So, we know... What do we think about LeBron taking both the last shots? Obviously, as a LeBron stain, I love it. I want LeBron taking every last shot. But do you think what are your thoughts going down the road, how clutch game scenarios are going to go? Because Luka came out and said that they're going to, it depends on the game and it'll go back and forth. But what do you guys think?
If you go back and look at how they shared it with Kyrie back in that run where they win the finals in their couple years together in Cleveland, I think that pretty much tells the story. And Luka's even a little bit more established than Kyrie was for there. I would imagine it's going to go through Luka every night. And if Luka's got it, he's taking it. And if he doesn't, it'll be the first to defer. I heard Tim Legler go off on this the other night where he's a guy, every single night, he's going to go ahead and check if he's on. At the first 7 minutes of Luka offense, he's going to go get his looks and fire up and see where he's on. And if he's going, look out, here comes everyone be on 40 watch. And if not, then he gets a little bit more, okay, I'm going to blow off, make someone come get me, I'll dish it off, and we'll get the offense going a little bit. Would imagine that's what, if he's on, it's his ball, and if not, it's obviously, I don't think it ever goes past LeBron.
Tone, thoughts?
Yeah, I ultimately think that if Reeves was in the game, that would have been his shot. I like Luka. I personally feel like Reeves would have been the X factor. He would have been the unguarded man, and I think he could have knocked that shot down easily. But again, he went out.
Hey, I love it. I love it. Both of you guys were thinking right. All right.
I'm never against LeBron taking that shot.
No, we know. We good. So, all right, Tone. Talk to me. Have you looked at gambling tonight for the NBA? Like, what do you think? Do you have anything you like? Sure. Do you have anything you love? Do you have anything you can give me?
For sure. One thing that I did love, I seen floating around a few of the bet boards was Jared Allen PRA 22. I feel like that was a give me. I'm pretty sure they've changed around now. I usually look at bet lines like early in the morning, 10 a.m. But that was one that stood out for me. I feel like they are going to stick their foot up the Brooklyn Nets' ass.
Yep.
I'm sorry, excuse my language, but
No,
yeah.
no, no. Hey, that was appropriate language. That was perfect. Keep going.
but yeah, Jared Allen, I think he's gonna eat. Another game that was on the board, I believe, was the Knicks and Sixers.
Yep.
And I
No.
seen someone it
No,
was floating
it's
around and
it's
went viral.
It's Celtics Sixers.
Celtics and Sixers.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Celtics and Sixers. And a lot of people are, for some reason, leaning towards Philly way, and I don't think there's no chance.
I agree with you. I saw it and thought the same thing. What are your thoughts? I am on one of my picks. I guess I'll preview it because why not? I'm on Grizzlies. Right now they're -1.5 at Pacers. I think I'm taking Grizzlies because I think the better teams in the West are significantly better than that side of the East and those teams. What do you think?
Yeah, I think we got Jared Jackson in rare form right now. Ja's gonna go. I seen one of his bet lines. I think it was like at 22, somewhere around there. But I expect both of them to eat versus the Pacers. I'm a fader when it comes to Halliburton. When I say fade, I always take the unders on Halliburton. I feel like he's an under king. I mean, you just take the under on Halliburton, you're good to go. But I think he's gonna perform like that tonight. And the Grizzlies gonna walk away with a W, definitely.
Awesome.
I love that take right there. When you guys were talking about the teams in the East and if the Bucks are going to slip on that, the only team that could come above them is that Pacers team. And also, I'm with you. I love to fade Halliburton. I think it's great in the regular season. It's running, it's going. You start getting a clapdown defender on him. I don't see the superstar Olympian that everyone keeps telling me he is.
Me too.
Damn. All right. So we got a couple of Halliburton haters. All right.
I got one take tonight.
Oh, go ahead.
I got one, and it's just Lakers on a get-right game. Love this upstart Blazers team. I like them playing hard, but we got Lakers -3.5. We got Austin Reeves knowing he owes us one. Austin Reeves, big night. Luka takes a step forward on getting right and getting healthy. Lakers cover that one easy.
Jack, listen to this. This will blow your mind. I watched the line. I saw the line you were seeing, 3.5. It moved all the way to Blazers -1. And it came a little bit back. I think it's at Lakers -1 or 1.5 right now as we speak. Isn't that's a little
troubling.
Everyone's going to play. I think Luka goes for his overs tonight. I think this is the game he gets back. I mean, he's played the Blazers before. They're nothing special. So I agree with you, and I love it. And I think I'm going to fucking whale way too much money on the Lakers tonight.
The public action, the majority of the slips were coming in on the Lakers, which gave me cause to be nervous about it. But the idea that the line then moved against that, and that's telling us it's a lock for the Blazers. But fuck them. What do they know? Let's go
what do they know? Come on, it's a late show.
For sure.
All right, well, that's awesome stuff. And that basically kind of wraps up what we got NBA. There's a couple other headlines I wanted to talk about. Tone, you're an NFL guy, right? You want to listen in. So Zach Martin, the probably future Hall of Famer guard for the Cowboys, is retiring after 11 seasons. Do you see this as a trend with that older offensive line? Are the Cowboys in a lot bigger problems than they think they are? Because I've seen quotes that they think they're right there with the Eagles and can battle. What are your guys' thoughts on the Cowboys in the next couple of years?
I mean, when do they not think the Cowboys are like
true
contenders? I mean, I get none of that rough with my. When I hear stuff about the Cowboys, it's just like I don't know what to say about it, man. It's just like they get some of the biggest press in the media just to not have won in 30 years is crazy. Yeah. I mean, is but hey.
I was watching that Eagles parade thinking, if I'm a Cowboys fan right now, how much I'd just be punching the air and hating myself. Because you had to think when Dak Prescott was rolling as a rookie and they decided to move on from Tony Romo in those early couple of years of Dak's career, this is the team they were building that they just pulled off in Philadelphia. It was his quarterback. Maybe he's not the most polished passer, but he's got every intangible. He's the greatest leader. We love him behind the microphone. The locker room loves him. And we get something out of his legs. We get a little extra on the read action, and he'll pick us up some gritty first downs with his legs. Everything you thought you were getting with Dak Prescott is being realized in Jalen Hurts. And the way they built the team around Jalen Hurts is exactly the footprint from the Cowboys. We're going to be great on the offensive line. We're going to be great on the defensive line. We're going to try to build it out and have a great defense, and we'll deal with the skill positions in the aftermath. And for the Cowboys, it's been early round exits, getting embarrassed by the Packers and the 49ers. And for the Eagles, it's been 2 Super Bowls in the last 3 years, or at least trips and 1 win.
Well, dude, you're 100% right. I mean, the Cowboys, and they all don't forget about the fact they had Ezekiel Elliott, who is as good as anyone when Dak was a rookie. So you're right. The Cowboys got to be. I mean, that's a whole lot of pain. So maybe there's not much there.
The years they had it going, they ran into the buzzsaw that was the 49ers. Now the Packers last year are the ones that clip them off. But either way, it felt like everyone was going to run their heads into that good 49ers team. Both times the Eagles have made it, and you can even go back to the one where they win with Nick Foles. They picked a great year to come out of the NFC, where they didn't have to run this hard path, and all of a sudden they show up, and you're like, holy shit. Like, I don't know. I was taken off guard this year by that Eagles team in the Super Bowl. Did not see that coming at all.
All right. Well, you're 100% right. I agree with you. One last headline. There's the Darius Slay. We all know that guy. He wants 1 more year with either Eagles or Lions. Now, if you were in his shoes, he originally was drafted by the Lions and was there and had kind of there during the grind years, and then got traded eventually to the Eagles. Now has won a Super Bowl. What do you think he does? Does he run it back with the Super Bowl team, or does he go try to win where he was drafted in Detroit, who will also have Aiden Hutchinson back and all these players back to have a stacked defense? What do you guys think? What would you guys do? Give me your thoughts.
If I was him, I mean, I would do what's best for my career at this point. I don't think another ring would solidify anything. I don't think you would be the determining factor of the ring, like not the main.
He says
thing,
he just wants 1 more. So it's one last hurrah.
Well, all right. So if his thing is he wants 1 more, I would go with the Eagles. But I personally don't think the Eagles will pull a 2-peat. And I like the Eagles. I would be more of a fan of him going back where he started, letting them be able to, put together that ceremony and do whatever and, end it that way.
Okay, so you like the Lions. You like the Lions. Yeah. What are your thoughts, Jack?
I roll Lions as well. And I just remember the early days of Big Play Slay's career where he was like going to prom parties there with kids in Detroit and stuff like that, where he was just so in tune with the community. And they feel like I don't know how you guys feel. I'd be terrified if I were a Detroit fan right now. As good as Dan Campbell is and as good as this whole organization has built since he's taken over, we got Jared Goff. How much longer are we going to see that through? That's a declining. And then across the board, Aiden Hutchinson's coming back. You hope to get healthy. This is a team that should have won a Super Bowl and got nipped by every single injury this year. I think they get another good run of it last year, come back and getting healthy. This would be a fun one for Slay to come on, especially if there was one weakness in that team, as proven in their playoff loss to the Commanders. It was their back end. So Slay comes in, make him a captain, make him the captain of the secondary, and make it fun. Just good TV. As a fan, that's what I'd love to see.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I like the come back home to Detroit, give them 1 go. You just want a ring there with the other team. Now let's see if you can get 1 more with your hometown drafted team. All right, well, those were the headlines I saw today. There's not much going on in the sports world other than me and Jack's picks. Tone gave us Jared Allen, PRA, 22.5. He gave us Celtics to beat the Sixers, and you say cover that spread, right? I saw 7.5.
It was 7.5 for the spread. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I would say under on the spread.
Oh, so you think Sixers?
I would say
keep it close.
So tell me this. If you don't take the spread, are you saying Sixers is going to win?
No. So you can bet spread or money line. You can take the money line and just straight up.
Right. I just took the money line, but you can't bet that they won't cover the spread.
No,
you bet both, but then you're just flying that.
Yeah, you can shark. You can shark the middle.
That's what I was doing. Yep.
Yeah, I love it.
I like that. That's sneaky work. See, that's good stuff.
I think it's going to be a game. But I think the Celtics are going to walk away with it.
I play this game with live gambling all the time, Tom, where I'll just go and sit and say, this is going to be an up and down game, but it's going to be a 1-possession guy. Anytime it gets outside of 4 on either side, I just go ahead and touch it and pray for the miracle. Pray for the little honey goal. Yeah.
All right, I love it. I'm going to go through my picks real quick.
Hit 'em.
All right, let's go. Like I said, Grizzly -2.5 at Pacers. I think I seen it move down to 1.5. Whatever it is, I'm taking the Grizzlies. They win regular season games. That's a certified fact. Next, I got Knicks minus 11.5 versus the Bulls at home against the Bulls. Now, this Bulls team is the one that just departed from Levine. They are right there at the 10th seed at 22-32. They got no more players, and they're just going down on the tank to go make draft picks. So I'm like, Knicks at home, like they're starting to make a playoff run. I like a lot of points. I think they beat the shit out of them. We'll see. Last but not least, I got USC Trojans plus 12.5 at Maryland. I know I'm not supposed to take the teams that go from West Coast to East Coast in the Big Ten, but I'm like, you know what? USC's fighting for that March spot. I think they're trying their best. I think they cover the 12.5. I think they lose, by at most 12. That's what I love. Those are the 3 picks. Jack, Tone, tell me your thoughts.
Well, I'll just rattle off my picks as well because I'm tailing USC as well. And I'm playing just a little bit of a hunch here, Tone, because the matchup isn't great. USC's been getting their ass kicked by great big men all year. The teams that really have given them problem, the Wisconsins, the Indianas of the world, teams that can play through their 5 and go there. Maryland's got one of the best 5s and one of the best 4s in the conference. They're taking the big trip out. It's a tough ask for USC. But I did just watch USC absolutely choke it away against Minnesota. And now they're walking a very tight line on a road to try to backdoor the March Madness tourney here. I like USC to kind of hang in. Also, Desmond Claude, starting point guard, who's been the difference maker for them the entire year, was out for 2 weeks, was back against Minnesota. In the time that he was in, I think his plus minus was over 10. And then he gets in early foul trouble, and all of a sudden things go awry. So Desmond Claude back tonight after a game under his belt. I like SC to play him tough. A couple other ones I want to tell you boys about. Got Vermont plus 1.5 versus Bryant. Don't ask, trust it. Vermont's hosting that game. We got a big conference game going up in the Northeast tonight. Vermont plus 1.5. Wichita State plus 7.5 at FAU. The Shockers, the second best team in that conference behind Memphis. They're going to play like it's not and carry some momentum going into the conference tournament. We talked about my Lakers. I guess I just got to wear it. And then, Tone, I don't know if you're watching this hockey game tonight, bro, but United States versus Canada.
Yep, versus Canada.
Let's go.
You taking the money line on the USA?
Yep, I'm trusting.
And the favorites in Canada tonight.
Yep. I'm fading the Canadians. We got too much good things going on right now. I don't know if you watched the Saturday night deal, but we kicked their fucking ass in 3 straight fights, then won 3-1 in the game. I'm rolling with the Americans. Let's go.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go all money lines. This is NBA tonight. Automatically, I told you I got Boston over Philly. I got Memphis over Indiana. I got New York over Chicago. I feel like it's gonna be a tight one with Atlanta and Orlando. I feel like they're gonna it's gonna be a close score regardless. But I'm rolling with the whole home team, of course. Cleveland, like I told you, they're gonna put belt to ass with Brooklyn. They're gonna put their bench in at probably the start of the 4th quarter. It's gonna be one of those kind of games. Milwaukee and Clippers. I don't even know the other LA team, so I'm gonna go Bucks. I'm just gonna stick there. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the Clippers are still the old Clippers to me. I have no faith in them.
Here's the dirty secret. There is no old and new Clippers. They're just losers. They're born losers. It's what they're gonna be their whole lives.
Phoenix over San Antonio. I feel like that's a gimme. No Wembanyama. Denver versus Charlotte, I feel like Denver's going to put belt to ass. I feel like anytime a lot of the teams in the NBA, when they play against Denver for some kind of reason, their production reduces. I don't know why, but I guess it's just Denver's defense. Or
the elevation. When you go to Denver, you're a mile high in elevation, and the Hornets are coming off a back-to-back last night with the Lakers, so I fucking love it, Tone. I love it.
And they emptied the tank last night in LA, so they'll probably get blown out tonight. And then, of course, LA over Portland. I don't see that going no other way at all, at all. Now, I do see USC going over there and they're going to take the L. That's what I see.
They can only, I just need them to lose by 12 or a little less. You're right there, Tony.
Now, the spread, me personally, I would stay away from the spread. I see it happening, but I can also see a 10 or 11. It's like that 12. It's tough.
Hey, it's a bad bet we're chasing. We know it. We already know it.
Yeah, but
before we put it on the bet.
I'm with you guys. The payout will be worth it.
Yeah.
Wichita now. Wichita going against FAU. I'm going FAU.
I hear you. Now, new year, no Dusty May there, different basketball program, but okay, let it rip.
I don't know college though.
Go Wichita, right?
What's that?
You would go Wichita?
I'm going Wichita State there, plus the points. They're getting 7.5 on the road. I really think I've watched them play Memphis twice. I think they're the second best team in the American. I really do.
Really?
Yeah, and I think FAU is hanging on to a little bit of what they had with Dusty May and Vladislav Golden and the kid for Arkansas now, Johnny gosh dang, I'm forgetting his name, but the starting point guard for Arkansas. Everyone left. That's kind of been left in ruins. And every time I've flipped them on this year, them and Tulane are the same team to me. And maybe I'm not being fair, but them and Tulane are the same team to me. And I remember those teams all too well from SMU's days in that conference, where I think I got a good feel of that. Now, Wichita State's not been great. This isn't the days of Landry Shamet and Fred VanVleet stuffing it up, but it's still a proud program, Tone.
Yeah, you mentioned Memphis though, man. Penny Hardaway has had them over there playing some wild ball.
I'm gonna have that team the Elite Eight, pending on their path. I dig the way they get down. I'm all in on that team. And Penny Hardaway deserves more respect. He really does. This has been an unbelievable coaching job by him the last couple of years.
For sure. And then I got USA over Canada, of course. It's no way I'm fading. It's no way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not selling America for Canada. That's not going to be
Yeah.
What do you say, Lance? Is that the podcast? Should we outro this thing?
I'm taking Kendrick over Drake. I'm taking America over.
There you go.
Hey, yes, that's actually
more
awesome.
LA love right there. I love it.
They're not like us.
All right, that's awesome stuff. All right, I'm gonna run through my picks. Jack, run through I was Grizz -2.5, Knicks -11.5, and USC +12. Those are solidified.
We all agree on USA. Vermont +1.5 for Bryant. Nobody had problems with USC. Obviously, if you want to listen to Tone and have a more educated experience, maybe stay away from that bad boy. Wichita State, you ride with me or Tone. We're gonna see on that one. And then Lakers was a party pick too. So everyone coming on that.
Yeah, Lakers is definitely a squad ride. Lakers and USA, those are the two things you need in life.
Yeah.
And definitely a good game from Luka tonight. Watch.
Yep.
I love that. A get-right game from Luka. Well, this was the Wanna Parlay podcast, home of all things Wanna Parlay, home of the $2 parlay and the world's richest parlay, where every day people are turning $2 into $2,000. Tone, it was great chopping it up with you today. Hope to have you back on next week. We'll be back. Same schedule, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and now officially out of the sleepy part of the sports calendar. So we'll have some hoop to talk about. We'll have some NBA and college to recap, as well as a bunch of WANA winners. The classic standard people are winning again. Go check them out. One Mad Raider, dialed picks. Both guys are well over 20 grand. Good people to go check out if you're searching for some inspiration this weekend. Main event is still wide open to all those competing. It costs you just $2 to play for $2,000. And this was the Wanna Parlay podcast, same time Monday. We'll be back. Appreciate y'all.
Yep. Hey, appreciate everyone showing up in the chat. We'll be back Monday, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. KG Lojos, Tucka Low, Sport, the Absolute Boys. You guys are legends. Thank you again for showing out, and we'll be back next week. Adios.
I need some of that, Jack.
Yep. We're going to get right.